If Excel data cleaning feels like it's not working, the problem is usually not your formulas. It's the import. One tiny mistake at the start can create a whole chain of weird issues later. You get columns that won't split, numbers that refuse to add, dates that sort wrong, and random symbols that keep coming back after you cleaned them. The fix is to stop guessing and diagnose the data in a consistent order. First, confirm what Excel thinks each value is, then isolate invisible characters and encoding problems. After that, fix delimiters and quoting so columns land correctly. Finally, lock the process into a repeatable import so it doesn't break next week. That's the goal here. Clean data that stays clean. And you can do it with a handful of checks that take minutes once you know them. Let's start with the fastest way to spot what's actually broken. Next step. Before you clean anything, identify the failure mode. There are 3 big categories. 1. The data is in the wrong type, like numbers stored as text or dates interpreted as text strings. 2. The data contains hidden characters, like non-breaking spaces, line breaks inside a cell, or odd punctuation from copy and paste. 3. The data is structured wrong, meaning the delimiter, quoting, or decimal separator doesn't match what Excel expects. A quick diagnostic is to pick a few bad cells and test them. Does a sum ignore them? Does a filter sort them strangely? Does trim change nothing, even though spacing looks wrong? Those are clues. Also check if the issue appears only after opening a file versus importing it. Opening a CSV is convenient, but it often guesses types differently, depending on your regional settings. Once you classify the problem, the fix becomes straightforward. So the next step is learning to detect type problems fast. Next step. Type issues are the most common reason cleaning doesn't stick. Excel can show a value that looks like 123, but it behaves like text. The giveaway is alignment and behavior, not appearance. If a number won't sum or a date won't group by month, it's probably the wrong type. A reliable check is to use a simple conversion test. Multiply by 1 to force numeric conversion. Or use value for numbers and date value for dates. If conversion fails, that tells you the text contains extra characters, like spaces or currency symbols. Another common trap is mixed types in the same column. A few text entries can cause Excel or Power Query to treat the whole column as text. When that happens, you need to clean the outliers first, then set the type. The key principle is clean, then convert, then validate. Don't convert and hope. Next, let's handle the invisible characters that block conversions. Next step. When trim doesn't work, you're usually dealing with characters that aren't normal spaces. The classic one is the non-breaking space, often copied from web pages or PDFs. It looks like a space, but Excel doesn't treat it as one. Another is a hidden line break inside a cell, which can break matching, filtering, and exports. There are also smart quotes and long dashes that look fine, but don't match plain text. The practical approach is to normalize text. First, use clean to remove non-printing characters. Then use substitute to replace specific troublemakers like char 160 for non-breaking spaces. After that, apply trim to collapse extra spacing. If you're not sure what character you have, measure it. LEN can reveal extra characters, and code can sometimes identify the character value. Once text is normalized, conversions and joins start working again. Now let's talk about encoding, because that's where the truly weird symbols come from. Next step. If you see question marks, black diamonds, or random accented characters, that's usually an encoding mismatch. The file was saved in one encoding, but Excel interpreted it as another. CSV files are especially tricky here, because CSV is just text with commas. It doesn't guarantee UTF-8 or any specific encoding. The safest fix is to import the file with an explicit encoding choice, rather than opening it directly. If you control the export, prefer UTF-8 consistently. If you don't control it, test a couple of encodings until the special characters render correctly. Also watch for mixed language data, like names with accents alongside symbols from another system. Once the encoding is correct, many weird character problems disappear without any cleaning formulas. If you clean first, you might permanently damage the text. So treat encoding as an upstream issue. Next up, broken columns, when delimiters and quotes don't line up. Next step. Bad delimiters, are why data lands in the wrong columns. Sometimes it's obvious, like semicolons instead of commas. Other times it's subtle, like commas used both as delimiters and inside numbers, or tabs mixed with commas. The first step is to identify the true delimiter by inspecting a few raw lines of the file. Then, choose one method and stick to it. Text to columns works for quick one-offs, but it's easy to repeat incorrectly. A more reliable approach is a structured import, where you specify the delimiter and text qualifier, usually a double quote. The text qualifier matters because it tells Excel to ignore delimiters inside quoted text, like an address field that contains commas. If quotes are inconsistent, you'll get shifted columns and missing data. In that case, you may need to fix the source export or pre-clean the raw text before importing. Next, let's cover decimal and thousand separators, because they cause silent numeric errors. Next step. Regional settings can quietly break numbers and dates. A file might use commas for decimals, like 12,50, while your Excel expects 12.50. Or it might use spaces or periods for thousand separators. The result is values that look numeric but import as text, or worse, import as the wrong number. Dates have the same issue, especially when day and month can be swapped, like 03/4/2026. The safe approach is to treat raw imports as text first, then convert using explicit rules. For numbers, remove thousand separators, then replace the decimal symbol, then convert. For dates, parse using known formats rather than letting Excel guess. If you're using Power Query, set the locale when changing data types so Excel interprets separators correctly. The big idea is consistency. Pick one standard format inside your workbook and convert everything into it. Next, we'll handle another common mess: extra spaces and inconsistent casing that break matching. Next step. Even when characters are normal, inconsistent formatting can ruin lookups and duplicates. A leading space makes two values look identical but not match. Multiple internal spaces can break comparisons, and inconsistent casing can cause problems in systems that treat case as meaningful. The fix is a standardization pass. Use trim after you've handled non-breaking spaces, then normalize internal spacing if needed by replacing double spaces until they're gone. For casing, decide what you want. Proper is useful for names, but it can mangle acronyms. Upper is safe for codes, while lower can help with emails. Also watch for leading zeros and IDs. Converting to number can destroy them, so keep identifiers as text and standardize them as text. The goal is not pretty, it's consistent. Once values are standardized, joins, lookups, and deduping become reliable. Next, let's talk about line breaks inside cells, because they can break exports and reporting. Next step. Line breaks inside a cell are easy to miss and hard to debug. They often come from copied addresses, notes fields, or exported comments. Excel may display them as wrapped text, but downstream systems might treat them as new rows. That's how one record turns into two, and your counts stop matching. To detect them, use a search for line break characters, typically char 10 for a line feed and char 13 for a carriage return. Then decide how to handle them. Sometimes you want to replace line breaks with a space so the text stays readable. Other times you want a delimiter like dash so you can still see separation. If the line breaks are meaningful, you might split them into multiple rows, but that's a different transformation and should be deliberate. The key is to remove accidental line breaks before exporting or loading into another tool. Next, we'll cover duplicates and near duplicates, which often come from these subtle differences. Next step. Duplicates are rarely exact duplicates. They're usually near duplicates caused by spacing, punctuation, or different formatting of the same value. So if you dedupe too early, you miss them. And if you dedupe too late, you might remove records you needed. The best sequence is normalize first, then dedupe with a clear rule. For example, create a helper key that standardizes the fields you care about. You might remove spaces, set to uppercase, and strip punctuation for a matching key, while keeping the original for display. Then use that key to identify duplicates. Also decide what duplicate means. Is it the same email, the same invoice number, or the same name plus date? Be explicit, and keep an audit trail. Instead of deleting, flag duplicates so you can review edge cases. This is especially important when imports are messy, because false duplicates are common. Next, let's talk about a cleaner workflow, using a repeatable import process instead of manual fixes. Next step. Manual cleaning works once, then breaks the next time the file changes. A repeatable workflow is the real solution. The idea is to separate raw data from cleaned data. Keep one table or sheet that is the untouched import. Then build a cleaning layer that references it. That way, if the import changes, you refresh instead of redoing steps. If you use Power Query, you can encode most fixes as steps. Set encoding, choose delimiter, promote headers, replace characters, trim, and set types. If you prefer formulas, you can still do this with a structured table and helper columns. Then output a clean table for reporting. The important part is consistency and refreshability. Also, document the assumptions. Which delimiter, which decimal separator, which date format, and which columns are identifiers. That documentation saves hours when something shifts. Next, let's cover validation checks, how you confirm the cleaning actually worked. Next step. After cleaning, you need proof. Validation is how you catch silent errors before they hit a report. Start with row counts. Do you have the same number of records you expect? Then check nulls and blanks in critical fields like IDs, dates, and amounts. Next, run simple reconciliation totals. Sum amounts and compare to a known control total if you have one. For dates, check min and max to spot parsing errors like a year that became 1900 or 2099. For text fields, sample a few values that previously failed lookups and confirm they now match. If you're dealing with imports that shift columns, validate header names and column count as well. The point is not perfection, it's early detection. A small validation checklist prevents big downstream mistakes. Once you have validation, you can confidently automate refreshes. Next, we'll walk through a practical triage order you can reuse every time an import looks broken. Next step. Here's a simple triage order that works for most broken imports. Step 1. Re-import correctly. Choose the right delimiter, encoding, and text qualifier. Step 2. Keep everything as text at first if you suspect locale issues. Step 3. Normalize characters. Clean, replace non-breaking spaces, then trim. Step 4. Fix separators for numbers and parse dates explicitly. Step 5. Standardize identifiers and casing, but don't destroy leading zeros. Step 6. Only then dedupe and run lookups. And Step 7. Validate with counts and totals. This order matters because each step depends on the previous one. If you try to dedupe before normalizing, you'll miss matches. If you convert types before removing hidden characters, conversions fail or produce errors. If you clean before fixing encoding, you can corrupt text. So when Excel cleaning isn't working, it's often just the wrong sequence. Use this checklist and you'll spend less time fighting symptoms. Let's close with a few quick rules of thumb you can remember without a checklist. Next step. A few rules of thumb make this much easier. If characters look wrong, suspect encoding and re-import. If columns are shifted, suspect delimiters or broken quoting. If math doesn't work, suspect text pretending to be numbers. If trim doesn't change anything, suspect non-breaking spaces. And if a fix works once but fails next time, your process isn't repeatable yet. Build a raw-to-clean pipeline, even if it's simple. That's how you stop redoing the same cleanup every week. Keep your validation checks close, because Excel is great at being silently wrong. If you want one thing to remember, it's this. Most dirty data problems are import problems first and cleaning problems second. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical Excel workflows that save time without guesswork. And for a quick check, do you prefer fixing imports with Power Query or with formulas? A or B? Drop A or B in the comments. I'm always testing new ways to work smarter. Subscribe to see what workflow I'm breaking down next.